You're reaching for the multivitamins this morning. Here's something to think about. A recent study of 400,000 adults in the US found people who take them daily are no less likely to die from any cause than those who don't. In other words, they're not going to make you live any longer. So, what are they doing? Is there any benefit, or have we been swindled once again by marketing? To help find an answer, we're joined by registered nutritionist Claire Turnbull from Mission Nutrition. Good morning.
Good morning.
Are you surprised by the results of the study?
No, not really. I mean, as registered dietitians and nutritionists, we haven't been recommending multivitamins as kind of a blanket approach for a long time. I've been doing this for 20 years. It's never been part of the practice. When it comes to living longer, there's a lot more things that we can do than taking a multivitamin, and a lot of those things are actually free as well.
Go on. What are some of those things?
Well, if people slept for even 30 minutes longer, had a couple units less alcohol a week, ideally, it's going that. But even just these small changes to sleep, alcohol, reducing our salt a little bit, having an extra serving of vegetables every day, we know those things make you live longer, and a lot of those don't cost anything at all. So, the standard multivitamin thing really isn't the go-to.
So is it just the fact that we've been swindled by marketing, that we think we're doing our box ticking for the morning and getting our vitamins in?
Yeah, I mean, I do think that people just feel that they do more than they actually do. It's not necessarily that they cause harm, but are you actually getting the benefit? Is the money better spent on other things? So there's all sorts of different reasons why people say it's like an insurance, it feels like an insurance policy taking multivitamins, but it's not really solving the health issues that we have in this country, and the money can be better spent elsewhere.
So if people are using them at the moment, likely that it's become part of the routine, they
Yes.
have it every day. Is there any downside to having them?
I think, one of the things that we see a lot these days is people doing what we call supplement stacking. So they take a multivitamin and they're like, oh, I take a sleep thing and I take a thing. And then you end up getting more than you need. So there's some vitamins and minerals that you pee out if you have too much of them, but some of them do get stored in the body, and they can build up to toxic amounts, and you can get gut issues. So if you have too much zinc, for example, it compromises your absorption of copper. You can't, more is not always better. There's this balance between having enough, but also when you have more than you need, it can actually cause other problems. And the biggest thing for me as a registered health professional is people going, I feel a bit tired, I feel a bit this, I feel a bit that, going and buying something. And I'm like, you're missing the fact you might have diabetes, you might have celiac disease, you might have, there's all sorts of different things that often get missed, and people just accept the fact they feel average. Go and get checked out first before you start just spending all your money on something, because all these things get missed for people, and they are real problems in the world.
There are going to be instances, though, where supplements are going to be actually needed, though, right?
100%. So again, during pregnancy, for example, so your nutrient requirements go massively up. You're growing another human being, right? So the recommendations in New Zealand is to take folic acid, iodine, vitamin D, because we know that you need that much more of them. People with things like celiac disease or gut disorders where their bowel is not able to absorb the nutrients properly, yes, those people are likely to need supplements. Older people, and iron deficiency is a really big one. 1 in 10 women in New Zealand are low in iron, and that's because men need 8 milligrams, women need 18 milligrams of iron. A menstruating female needs 18 milligrams. And if you're pregnant, it's 27 milligrams. So there are many women that don't get enough, and that's where supplements may be needed.
You mentioned iron. Are there any vitamins or minerals in particular that people generally in New Zealand are low on, that they need to be addressing?
Yeah, well, the main things like iodine, but again, supplement-wise, you can get that through if you're having more seafood, having a bit of seaweed. Selenium, 2 Brazil nuts is going to get what you need in that space. And the iron really can be addressed for most people by eating, either if you eat red meat or eating things like eggs, nuts, seeds. There's a variety of foods that you can get enough there.
All right, so we teased this segment by saying actually it might just be hard work that is needed, but actually it's not really hard work, it's just sort of going back to basics, isn't it? It's
going back to basics, but also getting your blood tests done if you feel like, and going to the doctors if you feel like there's a problem, before just popping a pill and hoping for the best.
All right, appreciate it. Thank you so much, Claire Turnbull, for joining us this morning. There you go, there you have it. Multivitamins, not always all they're cracked up to be.
Speaking of seafood, we're going to chocolate fish. That's what we've been discussing this morning.
Stay here. We want to get your thoughts on this, Claire. Don't go anywhere.
Claire, chocolate fish have gone missing, but to our viewers,
Gone missing.
Joanna said, my husband and I have been married for 27 years, and as a chocolate fish is what we give each other on Valentine's Day.
Oh, that's
It's
cute.
carried on as a tradition from his parents who've been married for 62 years.
The chocolate's just not very good, and the marshmallow's not very good. Claire, as a registered nutritionist...
I do like chocolate fish. Yes.
Oh, no!
Thank you, Claire.
This is going to backfire. She's going to come out with some science.
No one wants to hear the nutritionist that says they never drink coffee every chocolate fish. I'm not one of those nutritionists.
Balance.
Balance.